Going on, guys? Megalo 44 here, and today we're going to talk about the 10 creepy tales about clowns. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't like clowns. I just found it on the internet. So I'm doing it. Let's do it. How can we really explain coulrophobia, the fear of clowns? For most people, the creepiness is simply irrational, but in some cases, the fear is deeply rooted in some deeply terrifying stories. Coming in at number 10, the Union Screaming House. In May In May 2001, Stephen LaChance and his 3 children decided to move from a small apartment to a larger antique house in Union, Missouri. The house has a basement that also includes an old butcher's shower area and fruit cellar. With almost all its features in perfect condition, the house was exactly what they wanted, or so they thought. During the following week, Steve and his children were haunted by mysterious entities and unexplained phenomena. For instance, a dark, misty figure of a man was seen lurking in different corners of the house. Hold on a second. Steve's younger son, on the other hand, witnessed something more terrifying: a demonic clown ghost walking in the hallway. As it turned out, his son had a crippling fear of clowns, and the ghost was clever enough to prey on his weakness. They eventually decided to leave the house, but Steve made sure to warn every family that would later move in. His horrifying experience was later featured in Discovery Channel's A Haunting, and in a book written by Steve himself. Now, if you're watching this at night, you may want to go somewhere else, watch something else, maybe one of my old videos. Number 9, Zazaby's Stinky Ghost. Frederick Zazaby was a Czechoslovakian clown who moved to Liverpool during the Edwardian era. He tragically committed suicide, but his ghost remained behind to haunt unsuspecting children. In December 2002, 13-year-old Thomas and his younger brother, Aaron, were awakened in their bunk beds by what seemed like an echoing laughter. They soon opened their eyes to see hair-raising apparition standing in the doorway, dressed in a one-piece maroon suit. Hold on a second. Oh, frick it. Where was I? The ghostly clown had one hand on its belly and the other pointing directly toward the terrifying children, as if taunting them. His face was even more bizarre: a long, crooked nose. I just want you to hear the music. Long, crooked nose, hollow eyes, like that of a skull, and heavy makeup made the clown completely unrecognizable. Witnesses also tell a stinky, sickly, sweet smell that accompanies Zazaby's ghost anywhere it goes, a repulsive odor thought to be embling fluid. Number 8, Clotho the Christian Clown. Amon Paul Carlock Jr. was a popular Christian clown from Springfield, Illinois. Using the stage name Clotho the Clown, he entertained countless Sunday school kids and even orphans from countries like Mexico and Philippines. The fact that the entertainer was a former minister, musician, police officer, and youth counselor made people believe that he was in the business for all the right reasons. But as it turned out, Carlock was just another wolf in a clown's clothing. In June 2007, Carlock arrived at the San Francisco International Airport after working as a clown at an orphanage in the Philippines. Because he just came from a country known to be high risk for sex trafficking, Carlock was stopped by immigration authorities. Nude photos of young boys, some of whom were not aware that they were being photographed, were found on his laptop and digital camera. A search warrant was then issued, and at least 21 child pornographic movies were recovered from Carlock's home. 3 boys from House of Joy also came forward, revealing that Carlock has molested them. Pluto the Clown gave his alibis, of course, but nothing saved him from the multiple John Thorpe charges. Unless you count death. Carlock died after being tased by a security officer. Number 7. West Palm Beach Murder. In May 1999, Marlene Warren opened the door of her Wellington residence to receive an unsuspecting visitor, a clown holding a bouquet of flowers and 2 silver balloons. But before she could even say thank you, Marlene was shot and killed with a .38 caliber revolver. Initial investigations came up with the 2 possible suspects: Michael Warren, the dead woman's husband, and the 27-year-old Sheila Keene, who was rumored to be romantically involved with the former. Both denied the allegations. Sheila claimed that she and Michael were just business partners. Michael, on the other hand, claimed that he was en route to Calder Racetrack with some of his friends on the day of the murder. Despite evidence pointing toward them both being guilty, there wasn't enough for a conviction, and the identity of the killer remains unknown. Number 6. Clown Kidnappers. From the 80s to the early 90s, child abductors dressed up as clowns terrorized a number of towns in the U.S. One notable incident happened in May 1981 when police officers from Brookline, Massachusetts released a bulletin regarding a mysterious van lurking near the local elementary school. A clown or a group of clowns hiding inside the vehicle allegedly used candies to lure young victims toward the van. The most recent sighting took place in Chicago, Illinois, where a community alert was subsequently issued in late 2008. The similarities were striking. An unidentified man was spotted wearing clown makeup and offering balloons to lure children into his white van. What is happening? Number 5. Kamenchi Road Mystery. In September 2004, Eric Daou and his wife Sherry were driving into a mobile home court in Shemshi, Iowa. Hopefully I said that right. Everything was going smoothly until they saw a startling sight ahead of them. Lined up in the middle of the road were dozens of spooky Ronald McDonald dolls. The incident happened approximately 12:30 a.m., yet a volunteer firefighter in the area claimed that he drove in the same road 2 hours earlier and saw nothing unusual. Eric's wife suspected that it was a scheme used by to lure women out of their cars. Strangely, all of the clown dolls disappeared without a trace the following morning. Number 4. Vincent Hitchcock. No, not Alfred Hitchcock. Oh wait, yes it is. Never mind. Named after the 2 legends of the horror genre, Vincent Price and Alfred Hitchcock. This clown doll is a toy and ghost rolled into one. Renee, a real estate agent from Oregon, first saw the doll in an online auction, and as a lover of all things creepy, she purchased the item for $500. Shortly after putting Vincent in a designated corner in her house, she began experiencing bizarre occurrences. There were several instances when the clown doll suddenly vanished from where it was left, only to reappear in unexpected places. In fact, Renee said that she once found the doll with both arms mysteriously raised in the air. Later, a tape recorder left near the doll captured a deep voice of a man uttering the words, "Wake up." While no one was in the room, although it is believed that Vincent Hitchcock is possessed by a spirit of a child, the identity of the ghost remains a mystery. Number 3. The Clown Statue. I will not be looking at that picture. The clown statue is a creepy story first popularized by chain emails several years ago. Legend has it that a teenage girl was hired as a babysitter by a rich couple somewhere in California. The parents went out for a late dinner date, but gave the babysitter freedom to watch TV in another room. The girl did as she was told, but found the life-size clown statue displayed in the room too. Disturbing. So she called the owners and asked if she could cover the statue with a blanket for the evening. Surprise! The couple immediately asked her to call the authorities, because they didn't have a clown statue. Different versions of the story have slightly different details, but the moral is always the same. Be terrified of clown statues. Number 2. The Harlequin, or the Harlequin. The Harlequin is often described as an creature with wide open, dark eyes, long limbs, and an extremely white complexion. In most cases, they only appear to children as young as 5 or 6 years old, and according to author Brad Steiger, they are real. Dan Mitchell, who was only 5 during his first Harlequin encounter, described the creatures as very thin and exuding a damp, fresh smell like summer rain. It also gives a sinister laugh chills to anyone who hears it. Karen Davis, on the other hand, says that she woke up one night only to see a harlequin sitting on the foot of her bed. In both incidents, the harlequin appeared to be harmless. And number 1, Pogo's other victim. We all know John Wayne Gacy as the guy who gave party clowns a bad name. A prolific serial killer, Gacy was convicted for the murder and sexual assault of 33 young men, all of these while offering his service as Pogo the Clown in children's parties. Sadly, the mystery of the killer clown didn't end when he was executed in 1994. Private Detective Bill Borsch believes Gacy's victims didn't stop at number 33. Rafael Tovar, a Des Plaines detective, claimed that he once asked Gacy about the whereabouts of his other victims. That's for you guys to find out. Was Gacy's only sarcastic reply? Another detective also discovered that Gacy traveled to 15 to 20 states in the 1970s. This data opened up the possibility that there might be other bodies buried somewhere else, but to this day, none have been found. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you are scared of clowns, hit the like button. If you're not, tell me in the comments down below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.